Retro handhelds used to be simple. You bought a small device for retro games, spent maybe a couple of $100, and that was it. Nowadays, we are in the golden age of retro handhelds. Devices like the Ayn Odin 3 and Retroid Pocket 6 sit at the very top of the Android handheld space. But now these things are getting so damn expensive that they're starting to enter Windows handheld territory, but in price only, not in the performance. That's what makes you awake at night wondering, are powerful Android handhelds like the Ayn Odin 3 worth it now? Or does it make more sense to buy a Windows handheld instead? Or maybe pick something smaller and cheaper like the Mangmi Air X or TrimUI Smart Pro S. Even after getting its RAM halved, the Retroid Pocket 6 is still a really good handheld. It's small, easy to carry, and still one of the smoothest plug-and-play Android handhelds you can buy right now. It handles PS2, GameCube, PSP, and even a good amount of Switch games really well. You can even mess around with lighter Windows games, indie titles, and older games without too much trouble. But realistically, this was never meant to be a heavy PC gaming device. Even if the 12GB version was still around, it wouldn't suddenly turn unplayable games into smooth experiences. The extra RAM mostly just gave more breathing room and stability for heavier emulation. If your main goal is proper PC gaming, there are simply better devices for that. Something like Ayn Odin 3. It's simply better for this type of gaming. You get more performance headroom, better battery life, a larger screen, and overall a smoother experience for demanding games. Even future stuff like PS3 or Xbox emulation feels a lot more realistic on something this powerful, so it definitely has stronger long-term value. But at the same time, I still wouldn't buy this expecting to comfortably play modern AAA games like Cyberpunk and newer titles. Sure, some of them run, but not in a way that feels comfortable. And honestly, once you start caring that much about PC gaming, I still think a used Steam Deck or one of the Legion handhelds makes more sense. They cost more and aren't nearly as portable, but they're still comfortable enough to use in bed or on a couch. And for PC gaming, that extra money will feel well spent. But if you only care about retro games, then old devices still could be a better choice. Take the Retroid Pocket 5, for example. It has a Snapdragon 865, which handles emulation up to Switch and old PC games really well. The Odin 2 portal especially feels like the sweet spot right now. You still get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 like the Retroid Pocket 6, a huge OLED screen, mature drivers, and better stability for things like Switch and Windows gaming. It doesn't have the raw power of the Odin 3, but it also something more than most people would need. But if you want a true retro handheld, you don't even have to spend more than $100 or $110. Devices like the Mangmi Air X and the TrimUI Smart Pro S perfectly embody old-school retro handheld philosophy. These devices are built specifically for the golden age of gaming, effortlessly running everything up to PS1, PSP, and Dreamcast. These are the lowest budget retro gaming devices you can get. If you want to spend even less than that, honestly, your smartphone is still a pretty good option. Most phones these days can handle older retro systems like SNES and even some PS1 games comfortably. A decent modern Snapdragon phone can run heavier emulators effortlessly. By snapping on a quality mobile controller, you transform a daily driver into a capable handheld, bypassing the need for a separate budget handheld altogether. The only caveat is that you have to set up everything by yourself and make sure your phone has enough battery after a late-night gaming session, or you may miss your alarm. Like I said, this really is the golden age of retro handhelds. Prices are definitely starting to get out of hand, but you don't have to buy the latest or greatest device to enjoy gaming anymore. There are handhelds in basically every price range now. The important part in all of this is just knowing what you actually need, what you really want to play, and spending your money accordingly.